Hey guys, Aaron Farmer here with my sugar-free journey. And a new study was released earlier this year, that looks at the effect of both animal and plant protein on all-cause mortality, as well as cancer and cardiovascular disease. And the results are exactly what you would expect if you've been reading this blog or watching these videos for a while. So first, let's go over the methodology before we look at the results. This was a retrospective look at the NHANES surveys from 88 to 94. So the NHANES stands for National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey, and it is a record of participants' medical history. So this is the important part. Their medical history, their physical measurements like height, weight, and blood pressure, their blood labs like blood and urine, and a dietary intake survey. So there are obviously problems with the dietary intake surveys because no one can really remember what they ate for the last year, but at least it gives us something to look at. Then they combined all this with the mortality data through 2006. Why didn't they go through 2024 or 25? I don't know. But again, it's something. Um, so after they crunched all these numbers, what they came up with is that the usual intake of both animal and plant protein are not adversely correlated with all-cause mortality, cardiovascular risk, or cancer risk. So why is this important? Well, you might remember uh, one of the hot dietary advice trends from about a decade ago was that protein was dangerous. In fact, I heard it said many times that if you wanted to live your longest life, the key was to limit protein. The thought was that protein taxed the kidneys, it leached calcium from the bones, making them weaker and making them more susceptible to breaks. It crowded out more nutrient dense foods like fruits and vegetables and could cause malnutrition. I, I promise you, I heard this. And, in my mind, it was just one of those fun little ideas that you get from vegans. They're always fun, the gift that keeps on giving. However, this study showed no adverse effects from either animal or plant protein and actually showed a mild protective effect for animal protein on cancer. That's right, eating meat could protect you from cancer. How about that? So, just from a personal standpoint, as someone who used to believe all the meat is bad BS, I cannot tell you what a massive change it made in my health and in my weight when I started eating mostly meat. I firmly believe that no longer eating the foods that raise my blood sugar has made not only my weight go down, but my blood pressure and my risk for both cardiovascular disease and cancer. Watching my giant belly disappear as I change my diet has been probably the most important thing to happen in my life. And if I can give any piece of advice for anyone reading this who is struggling or watching this, who is struggling with your weight, please just try switching to an all meat diet. Just for a few weeks, see what it does for you, and watch what happens to your health. And if you do that, reach out. I'd love to hear from you. All right, guys, I appreciate you guys watching. This has been Aaron with mysugarfreejourney.com.